Welcome back. Module 10. This is the last module, chapter 17 of the book. And so you guys have done a good job so far. Stick with it. This is really short. This kind of is the last concept that is brought up. And so here we focus on the concept of the obesogenic environment. So what do we mean when we use the term the obesogenic environment? This is anything in the environment that promotes obesity. And we live in an obesogenic environment, right? There's fast food on every corner. Serving sizes are massive. Our jobs are very sedentary in nature. We're getting a lot of free time activities that have us sitting in front of a screen. All of those things are what we kind of fit under this umbrella term of the obesogenic environment. Can we change those things? Well, unless we're in policy positions, right? We can't really change those things. So what we have to do is we have to look at one's personal home environment and say, okay, global obesogenic environment, I can't do anything. What about my own personal obesogenic environment? So let's look at serving sizes really quick. Serving sizes have gotten huge. I mean, if we look here, let's look at a chocolate chip cookie because I love chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip cookie, whether we're looking at normal serving sizes based off the FDA or USDA, as that bar goes farther to the right, it's showing an average chocolate chip cookie. How much higher is that from a normal serving of what's recommended? So meaning that's kind of small. I think it's 263%. So if we take the FDA, the average chocolate chip cookie is 263% larger than its normal serving size. That's the way that you read that, right? If we look here, this is the number of large size portions introduced to the market, and from the 1970s to essentially 2000, we have more bigger portions introduced. We like things big, and I like things big, so I'm not belittling that point, but this is just kind of what we have here. What's the consequence? Well, I love this study, and I hope you pay attention to the take-home message here. What they did in this study, it makes sense. If you come in to my house and I have all of this food, it's delicious, and you can as much of it as you want, you probably will overeat. That makes sense. The question here is, though, if you do that for 11 days, like meaning, say you come into my home and I have all this delicious food and I say you can eat whatever you want, do you overeat every single day, every single meal? That's what these researchers did. They kept these subjects in this laboratory and they allowed them to eat over a period of 11 days, whatever they wanted. The only difference was, though, one series of 11 days, they allowed them to eat at whatever they wanted, but they served everything on smaller portion sizes. They came back for a separate 11-day period and they still let them eat whatever they wanted, but they gave them bigger portion sizes for 11 days. So there was men and women, and that's why we see 4 different lines. There was really no difference between men and women. The response was the same. So let's just look at men. So over the course of the 11 days, when men were given smaller portion sizes, they were consuming about 3,000 calories. Over the course of the 11 days, when they were allowed to eat on the bigger portion sizes or serving plates and that kind of thing, it was about 3,500 calories. They ate more every single day. And look here. Here's fullness and hunger. They reported that they were more full and they were less hungry, both men and women. Meaning they said, I'm not hungry, I'm really full, but the food's here, so I'm gonna eat it all. If there is a lot of food available, you're gonna eat it. You're gonna eat it. So again, we can't do a lot to change that in the global aspect of things, but within your house we can. And one of the biggest things that have been shown to be pretty effective is just looking at the size of our serving dishes and the size of our plates. What these researchers found was that the serving plate and the consumption plate both affected how much somebody's eating. Meaning if your serving plate, so the plate that I can take food from, is massive, and my plate is massive, then I'm going to load up my plate. There's a lot of food there. I'm going to load up my plate. If you just buy smaller plates and smaller serving dishes, the data is pretty compelling that you're not going to eat as much. And so that's what you can do. Smaller plates are one of a range of small steps that can help reduce the amount of self-served and the amount consumed. So take home message, your home environment must be transformed such that temptation is not lurking in every cupboard. And there's a lot of ways that you can do that. Smaller plates is one of them. Here is the kind of the homework piece for this chapter. And this is, again, it's in your text. So go through here and answer these questions. What foods do you have at home that have added sugars? Obviously, you're going to remove those, so list them out. What foods in your house have trans fats? I didn't bring up trans fats because we're talking about weight loss, not really health, but trans fats are horrible for you. And I am a moderation in everything kind of guy, but trans fat, the data is so compelling that really any amount of it is not good. And by the way, when your food ingredient label says hydrogenated oils, that is trans fat, okay? 3, what beverages in your house have added sugars and are high in calories? Write that there. 4, what are you going to do with these foods? So you listed all these foods. What are you going to do with them? Get rid of them. 5, what other foods and items are in your home that promotes eating or sedentary lifestyle? What can you do to change that? How are you going to deal with these issues? 7, what cues you to eat? Hunger, feelings, thoughts, what others might say. When you respond to a food cue in the same way over and over, you build a habit. How can you change these problem food cues? And so this is try to help you to change your home obesogenic environment. Okay, guys, that ends it. We've gone through all the chapters that are in the book. I sincerely hope that you have success following this program. I believe that you will. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My email's on there today at 24hour weightlossprogram.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And success to you all.